Kung Fu Panda 2. I can't believe we're already to the end of this video review series pretty much. I mean, you know, we got one more movie and that's next week, but it's pretty much the end of this review series almost. Which I love these movies, so it's kind of always hard when I start binging these movies because I do it quite often actually. And by the time I get to done with two, I'm like, oh, it's just three left. I'm like, oh, that's how good these movies are. Anyways, this movie is probably my favorite. It was always my favorite as a kid, and this kind of remains the same now too, just because, like, I think the first movie maybe might just be better uh, in terms of his action scenes. This movie has great action scenes as well, but that one has probably better choreography than this one. But other than that, and also I just think the first movie might be a little bit more relatable with the imposter syndrome angle to it that Poe's going through in this movie, where this movie's more about like not knowing where you really came from and learning to come to peace with who you are, which are somewhat universal themes, but also not. Like, I'm not adopted. I can still get into the emotions of the story and care about the characters and, get emotional. I mean, this movie's made me cry watching it several times, right? So it's not that I can't, but I do think the first movie is a lot stronger with his relatable messaging and things like that. So I still really love this movie. But I do think in some ways the first movie is stronger. But this movie is still very good. This movie actually is funnier than the first one. This one makes me laugh a lot more during this one, and and just the emotions I think are felt stronger. Where I think the first movie, yes, is more relatable, and that makes that movie stronger. This one, I feel like the emotions hit harder. That angle of Poe trying to find out his identity and who he is very emotional and beautifully done, and it's really powerful. And the main villain of this movie, I think, is a more interesting villain in some in just style and presentation, the way he moves, the way he's animated, and the way he's performed by Gary Oldman. Tai Lung I think, has a better backstory. Like, what, he just made some fireworks and his parents didn't like that. He was just kind of evil for the evils. But he was still a fun enough character that you don't really mind. And yeah, this movie's just really good. It's the animation, of course, is better because it's years after the first one. The first one was like 2008. This one came out 2011. So animation was kind of always going to be better, but still, fucking fantastic movie with beautiful animation, beautiful character designs, and just it's got a great score to it. The first movie has a great score too, but I think this one might be stronger just for how well done the emotions are with this movie. I don't know. There's just a lot to love this movie. It's kind of hard to compare both of them because they're both really fucking great movies that are great companion pieces to each other. I do find it funny though that they kind of explain that he was adopted, and some characters in this movie were yeah, their reaction was like, "Your dad the goose?" Like, yeah, you fucking idiot. I don't know. I thought that was a funny angle to it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, like, share, and subscribe.